The history of occupational health and safety can be traced back to 1931 in a magazine publication called Industrial Medicine. But what we know today as modern-day OH&S actually started in 1970 when U.S. President Richard Nixon signed the first Occupational Health and Safety Act. See, the idea of setting up minimum standards in safety was designed to protect workers in all industries across all sectors by creating rules, processes, and procedures. And safety compliance was a good thing. It was necessary at the time. But what we didn't count on was a whole industry being spawned from some basic minimum standards. And the problem that we have with this is that minimum standards don't build strong safety cultures. Now, in the same way that building code offers a minimum standard that you're not allowed to fall below, although some do try to cut corners, safety has, for the most part, become just like the high school D students who are passing but just one incident away from a failing grade. Now, as the saying goes, it's not whether you win or lose, but how you play the game that matters. Are you playing to win, or are you playing not to lose? We all know what happens when our favorite sports team plays not to lose, right? They lose. Playing not to lose is just trying to survive and keep from having an incident. Playing to win, though, is about exceeding and excelling. But the safety industry is focused on some of the wrong things, like hiring accident victims, turn motivational speaker to talk about safety. That sends the wrong message. People who preach the "don't do what I did" message aren't necessarily experts in safety. They're experts in dealing with injury, yes. But you don't want your people to have to deal with injury, so why would you prepare them for it? Are you going to play to win or play not to lose? The future of safety is not about rules, regulations, processes, and behaviors. No, the new safety will take a holistic approach that includes both safety and security, like online security, financial security, job security. See, to be effective, safety isn't just something you do, but it's got to be something that you feel. Because until you make people feel safe, they aren't likely to act safe. But now here's a challenge that's got to first be overcome. The workplaces who treat safety at arm's length. And they're obvious. They're the one whose senior managers don't join in the conversations on safety or who don't attend the safety conferences. See, you can't treat safety as the dorky little brother you're forced to let tag along while you go hang out with the cool kids. You can't effectively embrace safety if you treat it at arm's length. See, because workplaces are really good at the hard stuff, the measurable stuff, and not very good at the soft stuff like, people. They've designed safety procedures to be idiot-proof for people, but they wouldn't have to be idiot-proof if how they hire people were to change. That means HR is going to have to be more involved in safety in the future. The idiot-proof, top-down safety strategies, they don't encourage your people to think for themselves. And until you start to understand that the secret to achieving zero in safety is not in the rules and processes that you build, but in the people you hire and how you manage those people, you're always going to be struggling with safety concerns. The result of every successful company and every unsuccessful company can be traced back to two items. One, the people they hire, and two, how they manage those people. It's the same for both. So you start hiring better people, you'll start getting better results. The job fairs and now hiring signs, they just attract the workers that apparently no one else wants. Hey, they're available, right? There's a reason they're available. And employee engagement and safety, well, that's also easily addressed when you just hire people who engage better. Engagement, hiring, human resources, management, safety, they're all interconnected. And so is the relationship between work safety and home safety. And until you help your people see the connection between home and work safety, they'll never treat work safety as something that they just must do. They're just going to do it to keep their job and not necessarily embrace it as a mindset. But we've all seen the workers who wear their requisite PPE at work and then go home and cut the lawn wearing flip-flops. See, that's not ownership of safety. What you have is compliance, a tolerance of the rules while they're at work. Let me give you a little task that'll prove my point. Go ahead and walk through your own employee parking lot and look for employee vehicles with balding tires, malfunctioning lights, and broken windshields. And then tell me that your people buy safety as a way of life. They're just simply tolerating the rules as a condition of employment. But at the same time, they'll go home and put helmets on their kids and gates on their stairwells and winter tires on their spouse's minivan because people inherently want their families to be safe. They know what safety is. So do we really need to be talking down to them about safety? Do we really need to be building safety programs that don't require our people to think? Or as safety professionals, are we just trying to justify our jobs? Really, do you have to pass a course or have letters behind your name to know the difference between what's safe and what's unsafe? See, safety's got to flatten out. We've got to get rid of the hierarchies. There are no positions in safety. Safety transcends position. Injury isn't choosy. But when you treat people like they're not capable of thinking for themselves, they'll in all likelihood prove you right, especially in safety. The safety managers and supervisors are supposed to coach and mentor their crews, not police them. And stop using the word compliance in safety. It makes people feel like they've just got to blindly obey. If you want to keep your good employees, especially your younger generation, you've got to give them more autonomy in their work. Let them think for themselves. Compliance actually removes autonomy, and then it becomes just another boring job of being told what to do and how to do it. Autonomy, though, actually raises engagement levels. When you hire and encourage people to think for themselves, they do. And then they embrace the concept of safety for themselves. Collaboration changes everything. As the workplace shifts to a softer, gentler workplace, a more collaborative and nurturing approach is more likely to attract females rather than the current male domination. And this will be good for safety overall. I believe that women are naturally better at compassion, genuine caring. It should be no surprise that women actually outnumber men as middle managers in the workforce right now, because the caring manager of the future is going to need to be a coach, a motivator, and yes, even a part-time psychologist. Think about it. Mental illness is already creating absenteeism. Then there's anxiety and depression and burnout, marital stress and bullying, harassment and workplace violence. Does your compliance program address any of these? There's safety ramifications attached to them, aren't there? The workplace, as you can see, is changing. In fact, in the year 2015, 75% of the workforce will either be over the age of 50 or under the age of 30. That means 65-year-olds working alongside 20-year-olds. Are your managers trained to effectively communicate with a 45-year age disparity? Really? And then the 30 to 50-year-olds, normally your best manager demographic, it's going to be the smallest segment of the workforce, making the pickings for quality managers pretty slim and the competition for good ones really tough. That means you won't be able to any longer tie your safety program to your safety managers because you won't know how long you've got them. They're going to be recruited by other companies, and turnover is going to happen. That means you've got to get the responsibility for safety into the hands of your employees and let them build the organic, the naturally occurring culture of safety. What's your strategy for handling that? Once you embrace the concept of collaborative safety, you can use your health and safety culture as your competitive advantage in both recruiting and retaining quality employees and quality managers. Companies are already recognizing that they have to show that they care and that they're ethical. Employees want to join good companies that care about them. And customers, well, they certainly don't want to be associated or do business with companies with poor safety records. And for that reason alone, money, you've got to step up and start heading for the next level in safety, the collaborative safety strategy. It's a peer-based, grassroots, bottom-up collaborative safety that is coming. Employees working together to look out for each other, to watch each other's backs, and to police themselves is the future of safety. And it will change everything. So are you going to be in front of the change or scrambling in a few years from now to catch up? That choice is up to you.